While jogging through my old neighborhood, I ran past the house I grew up in, and the new family who lives there had finally painted it, the exact color my father always said he would get around to eventually. My father was a man of beautiful intentions. That's the most honest thing I can say about him, and also, depending on the day, the hardest. He meant everything he said. I genuinely believe that. He wasn't a liar and he wasn't careless. He was just a man who lived permanently in the future tense, always one free weekend away from the version of himself he was planning to become. The gutters were going to get cleaned. The fence was going to get fixed. The garage was going to become a woodshop someday. You'll see. And the house, our house on Clement Drive, was going to be painted sage green. Not just any green. He had a specific shade in mind. He'd torn a paint swatch out of a hardware store catalog when I was maybe 10 years old and kept it on the kitchen counter for so long it got soft at the corners from being picked up and put down and picked up again. Sage green. Warm but not yellow. Cool but not gray, he'd say like he was describing a person. A color that looks like it belongs somewhere. We never painted the house. It stayed the same dusty off-white it had always been, through my childhood and my high school years, and through every summer he said was finally the right time. He passed 6 years ago. Heart attack, fast, no warning, the kind of ending that doesn't give you a clean narrative. And the house on Clement Drive passed to my mom, and then eventually, when she moved to be near my sister, it passed to strangers. I hadn't jogged that route in almost 2 years. It was a Tuesday in October, early, the kind of morning that's cold enough to feel alive, the sky doing that thing where it goes from purple to pale blue like it's deciding what kind of day to be. I had my headphones in but nothing playing. I do that sometimes, wear them just for the privacy of looking unavailable. I turned onto Clement Drive without really deciding to. Muscle memory maybe, or something less explainable. My feet just went that way and I let them, and I was halfway down the block, already past the Kowalski's old place, already past the oak tree that used to scrape the power line, when I looked up and stopped moving entirely. The house was sage green, not close to it, not a similar shade, the exact color, warm but not yellow, cool but not gray, a color that looks like it belongs somewhere. They'd done the trim in white and kept the shutters dark, which is exactly what my father would have done because I remember him saying that specifically once. White trim, dark shutters, classic, while standing in the driveway with his coffee cup, looking at the off-white facade like he could already see the future version of it. I stood on the sidewalk in my running shoes and completely fell apart. Not loudly, I want to be clear about that. I didn't collapse or make a scene. I just stopped and my hand came up to my mouth and I stood there breathing through my nose while my eyes did what they were going to do regardless of what I wanted. Because here's the thing about grief that nobody fully prepares you for. It doesn't stay in the places you expect it. It's not at the funeral or in the first year of holidays. It hides. It goes quiet for long stretches and lets you think you've reached some stable shore. And then it finds you on a Tuesday morning on a street you grew up on because a family you've never met finally got around to something your father never did. A stranger finished his sentence. That's what it felt like someone had found an unsent letter and mailed it 6 years late. A woman came out of the front door while I was standing there. Young, maybe early 30s, a toddler on her hip and a coffee cup in her free hand. She stopped on the porch when she saw me, understandably uncertain about the man standing motionless on her sidewalk at 7 in the morning. Sorry, I said, pulling out an earbud. I used to live here, growing up. Her whole posture changed, softened. Oh, she said, do you want to, we've redone some things inside, but you're welcome to. No, I said quickly. No, thank you. I gestured at the house, at the walls, at the color that was never there when it should have been. The green, it looks really good. She smiled, genuinely, warmly, the smile of someone who had agonized over paint swatches and was still glad to hear it. My husband picked it, actually. Took him forever to commit to it. I laughed at that. A real laugh, sudden and helpless and a little wet around the edges. Yeah, I said. I know how that goes. I finished the jog. I didn't stop again. But I called my mom when I got home, still in my shoes, still breathing hard, and I told her about the house and the color and the woman on the porch. She was quiet for a moment, and then she said, oh, your father would have had so many opinions about their shutters. And we laughed together for a while, and then we were quiet together for a while, and that was exactly right. He was a man of beautiful intentions. The house on Clement Drive is sage green now. Warm but not yellow, cool but not gray. A color that looks like it belongs somewhere. It does.